If you're an independent or agency provider of services to adults with developmental disabilities in Ohio who wants to learn the basics of billing for services through Ohio's eMBS portal, you're in the right place. In this video, we're going to take a look at what exactly the eMBS portal is, 3 different options to complete your billing in the portal, along with the pros and cons associated with each one of those options. And if you hang on until the end of this video, we're going to share a completely free tool with you that is guaranteed to speed up your billing process. Before we jump into it, I'm Josh with LostCreek Lab. We specialize in making billing and other administrative tasks such as scheduling and records management as painless as possible for Ohio providers, and we've built all of our tools throughout 20 plus years of actually working in the field. I was new to billing once, and I'm continuously learning. So that said, there are no stupid questions here, so please use those comments and let's learn together. So what is eMBS? eMBS stands for the Enhanced Medicaid Billing System. After you've done the important work of providing services to the individuals you work with, this is where you'll go to get paid. Think of it like a bank, where you walk in, you hand the teller a slip, and the teller verifies some details on that slip, then hands you the money that you're owed. It's not quite that easy. It'd be nice if it were, but you get the gist of it. More specifically, eMBS is where we go to submit our claims. DODD then pulls those claims in, verifies that we were even authorized to provide those claims, and then processes payment once they get that verification. So, how do you submit claims? Most providers start out with single claim entries right in the portal because it's free and it's relatively straightforward. The only downside is that it gets to be pretty time consuming as you grow, which you'll see why in just a second. So once you're logged in to eMBS, we're going to go over to billing submissions, and then we're going to click on single claim entry. And I'm just going to run through a quick example here. As you can see, there are a handful of inputs that we have to run through one by one. Go ahead and just put a fake Medicaid number in there for my buddy Larry. Got to do his first initial, which is L. The first 5 letters of his last name. In this example, my buddy is Larry LostCreek, so we're going to do LOSTC, and then we provided services on Valentine's Day of this year. We were providing routine HPC services, so in this case we'll do APC for the service code. We did 4 hours, so we'll do 16 units. 1-to-1 was our service delivery ratio. We were working in Clark County. That service rate is going to be $8.42 where I am. And we're not going to worry about this other source code. This will come into play when you start dealing with things like patient liability, but we're not going to worry about that here. So we'll go ahead and submit this claim. We got the claim successfully submitted message here at the top. I'm going to go ahead and copy this file reference number. So if we go over here to the left and click on file status, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and punch in this file reference number and tell it to find that record. So we can see here that the single claim entry has actually created a flat file for us. And I always say flat files are the love language of eMBS. It's the only way that they communicate, whether you're using the single claim entry process or one of the other methods that we'll talk about momentarily. It has to be able to read these flat files. So we submitted that claim, and that claim is contained in this file. Now here we can see what this flat file actually looks like. I know it looks a little confusing, but it's basically a standard format where each one of these lines, in this case we only have one, each line is a claim entry, and this is the one that we just created. So we can see here that the first 4 digits say 0225. That's because we delivered the service in February of 2025. We submitted the claim on April 3rd, 2025. That's today. Next, we can see the 12-digit Medicaid number of our friend Larry LostCreek. We have form number 1 here, the first 5 of Larry's last name, the first digit of his first name, my provider number. You get the gist. Each one of these specified sections of this line is one of those pieces that we entered into that claim. And that's kind of how this works in a nutshell. So as I said, flat files are the love language of eMBS. So no matter how we go about it, we've got to create these files for it to read and comprehend and process. So as an alternative to using the single claim entry upload interface, which generates those individual flat files one by one, you can actually generate your own files with each file containing multiple entries. This usually involves some sort of software, whether you use ours at LostCreek or select from a variety of other vendors that are out there to choose from. These software tools essentially use databases to streamline that data entry process. So instead of having to memorize or look up Medicaid numbers and billing codes and service rates for each and every claim that we're entering, we're essentially just going to go in and select the individual that we worked with, the service type, the number of units, and the dates. And then we'll let the software do the heavy lifting on the back end to create those entries. So if we take a quick look here in my billing portal using our LostCreek Lab software, I'm going to go ahead and enter some service claims for our buddy Larry, and I'm going to put those into a bill, which is going to flow into a flat file, and we're going to upload those into eMBS, just so you can quickly kind of see what that process looks like when you're using a streamlined piece of software like ours. So let's go ahead and create some routine awake HPC services. Select Larry. We're going to do 4 hours, and this time, instead of just that one day in February, let's go ahead and assume that we did this all 5 days of the week, Monday through Friday, 4 hours per day. Now the great thing about a tool like ours is before you even create those claims, submit them into eMBS, we're going to go ahead and manage those authorizations and make sure that there is a pause authorization in place, because otherwise what you're doing is you're submitting the claim, waiting for Wednesday for it to be processed, waiting for Friday to get the possible denial code, and then you've got to investigate that code, and it's just delay upon delay until you get the money in your pocket. So again, we're checking here on the front end. Looks like we have our authorization. We don't already have the service entry in the system. So we'll go ahead and create those claims. I can see now that we've got our 5 APC service entries in the table down below. I'm going to go ahead and add these to a bill. Larry's bill is here. And then let's also create some mileage for Larry as well. Let's go ahead and record the 25 miles that we did on that Friday. His authorization is good. Let's go ahead and create the claim. I'm going to add this to the bill as well. And now we can jump over, take a look at that bill. Looks like we're going to be billing $694.35. That looks good. If I need to, I can go ahead and pull that out into a CSV file, do some pivot tables if you're a nerd like me, or let's just go ahead and pull that flat file up. We can see here that we've got all 5 APC claims showing up, as well as that mileage claim. Now this is what I was saying when I said, multiple claims in one flat file. So we can go ahead and take this, save it out to a folder that we're familiar with. And we'll go back into eMBS, upload flat file. We're going to go ahead and select that file, click upload. And now if we dig into the details of this, we can again see those 6 claims for Larry LostCreek. Okay, the third and final option is to utilize a billing agent, which is simply a vendor that is authorized by DODD to partner with providers to handle billing on their behalf, which is another service that we offer here at LostCreek. A lot of providers actually opt for this service because, number one, at a certain level, billing just becomes a complete time suck. They would rather focus on the work that actually matters, which is helping the folks that we work with live their very best lives. Additionally, a good billing agent not only handles your billing, but they're also going to handle the full revenue cycle. That means when claims are denied, they're immediately investigating the cause and working with your county board to resolve them before the next billing cycle comes around. And that's what we do here at LostCreek, where our billing agent customers have 24/7 access to a portal where they have real-time access to their billing status dashboard, along with downloadable reports that let them know exactly what's going on with their funds. If we take a look here, I've actually jumped into one of our customers' dashboards where we can see what their last 60 days average billing looks like, the number of unpaid claims and what that amounts to, as well as how their billing's been trending over time. And again, we can see down here, we have clickable links to export PDF files that go into real detail about each one of these billing cycles. One more thing to look for in a good billing agent is a fixed, very low cost share. In other words, your billing agent's fee should be somewhere between 1% and 3% of the amount successfully billed each cycle, and no more than that. And the great thing about this setup is that it's almost always cheaper than the cost of hiring an additional employee to handle your billing for you. Well, that sums up the 3 different ways that you can bill in eMBS, and I hope that was helpful, and I encourage you to use the comment section below if you have any questions. As promised, here is the free resource that I mentioned at the start of this video. If you go to lostcreek.io/Excel_signup, you can get access to our free Excel workbook that automates the flat file creation process. This free tool does a lot of the same things for you that a paid software product is going to do, but it's free. So if you're looking for a way to move away from single claim entry that doesn't cost anything, definitely head over to our website to get that download today. That's it for now. The work you're doing matters tremendously, so keep it up. I'll catch you in the next one.